I'm very capable of changing to anything I want to change to.
Donald Trump wants to reinvent himself as a serious candidate now that it's general election time, which is f***ing terrifying because he's running one of the most bigoted presidential campaigns in recent history. But news networks have spent the past 10 months treating him like just an unfiltered, tough-talking conservative. And that's doing a lot of damage to the way we talk about bigotry in American politics.
It's Donald Trump's tough talk and brash style that took him to the top of the GOP field.
Since day one, Trump's campaign has been defined by racial and religious bigotry. There's the little stuff like retweeting white supremacists, pretending to not know who David Duke is, and saying "the" before he talks about minority groups.
I'm going to do great with the African Americans. I think I'm going to do great with the Hispanics.
Seriously, who does that? Then there's the bigger stuff.
They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists.
You're going to have a deportation force.
Total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
That stuff, demonizing an entire group of people to justify government crackdowns, is bigotry in its most basic form, which explains why Trump is so popular with white supremacists. He is literally speaking their language.
And so when Donald Trump talks about sending out all the illegals, building a wall, and a moratorium on Islamic immigration, that's very appealing to a lot of ordinary white people.
But most journalists avoid calling Trump's campaign bigoted,
with what some consider incendiary rhetoric.
News networks are expected to be impartial and not take sides, especially in an election year, and especially when it's the GOP frontrunner. So instead, news networks just ask Trump if he's a bigot and then move on.
Are you bigoted in any way?
I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
Are you a bigot?
Not at all. Probably the least of anybody you've ever met.
Most of the time, news networks talk around Trump's bigotry by using neutral words like controversial.
Controversial proposed ban of Muslims coming into the U.S.
Controversial comments about Mexican immigrants.
Controversial.
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 Calling something controversial just means people disagree about it, which is a really unhelpful and misleading way of talking about bigotry. It puts racism and Islamophobia on the same level as any routine policy disagreement. And that makes it easier for Trump to whitewash his record as the campaign goes on. So he's not anti-Mexican, he's tough on immigration.
A good slice of his support comes from his tough talk on immigration.
He's not anti-Muslim, he's tough on national security.
It is not racist to want to shut down illegal immigration or brand Islamic terrorism a deep threat. That's not racist.
Journalism is at its best when it holds public figures accountable. When Tom Brokaw called out Trump's Muslim ban as dangerous and un-American, he was doing what journalists are supposed to do.
Trump's statement, even in this season of extremes, is a dangerous proposal that overrides history, the law, and the foundation of America itself.
Racism and Islamophobia aren't just weird quirks of Republican politics. There's something different, and they deserve to be treated differently, especially by news anchors and journalists. Donald Trump isn't just controversial. He's using race and religion to scapegoat entire groups of people. If news networks aren't brave enough to call him out, that brand of bigotry will become the new normal in American politics.